show. What's going on? I am Matt O'Leary, going to be hanging out with you on live here for a little bit. Going to try to get into some live streams on Sundays now with no games. Going to change it up a little bit. I do have the Dallas and 49er game on right behind the camera. So if it feels like I'm just like drifting off, maybe like a little past the camera, that's why, which I think is completely fair and reasonable for me. And go figure, right? Like the Dallas Cowboys getting shellacked in the playoff games, crapping the bed in a playoff game. Some guy just did the sign of the cross on God Almighty. Cowboys fans are down bad right now. Oh, brother. All right, let's see. A 2nd and 15 play. Dak just got crushed, but got the playoff. All right, so what do we want to do today? I have a few things that I want to get into. First and foremost is offseason talk, which will be a lot of just going off the comments and what you guys want to go through. But also a couple other things in what we learned from the playoffs so far. So last night, we'll start there, I guess. With the 2 games yesterday, one game was pretty good. The other game was a blowout. And when the New England Patriots get blown out, that's a thing of beauty. I was not expecting it. I thought it would be a tight game. I did think the Bills were going to win the game, but I didn't expect it to be the kind of beatdown that we saw. I mean, New England just couldn't stop anything the Buffalo Bills did on offense. Not a damn thing, which is ironic because the Jets, who were 32nd in the league in defense, like, I don't know, semi-competed for 3 quarters. And I know the offense was really bad for the Jets, but I mean, you can go through it. They were down 2 starting offensive linemen. They were also down numerous starting receivers. They put a better effort against Buffalo and the week before that against Tampa Bay. I mean, my God, the Eagles, that was ugly. 35-17 final? And it wasn't really that close. You had a couple of garbage time touchdowns. This one was brutal. Oh my God. I get people want to see more football, and I know it makes the NFL more money, but I don't know how I feel about the 7th team added. I don't think it's good for the actual product, right? Like, again, I get the argument of the league wants to make more money. They add the 17th game and they add an extra team, keep more teams relevant down the stretch of the season. You get another game, make more money that way. Like, I get it, but do we really need to see the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs or the Pittsburgh Steelers? I am not looking forward to that game at all tonight. I don't know about you guys, but just absolutely not looking forward to this one at all tonight. I thought this game right now, I thought 49ers Cowboys would be the best one. I thought it'd be a back and forth kind of game. Nope. Didn't even get that going. Just unbelievably frustrating so far. Not the most fun wild card round. I will say, though, usually divisional round is a lot better because usually the quality teams are left and the stinky teams are kind of gone. But what I do want to talk about first is the Cincinnati Bengals. So obviously they're going to be a team that is one that Jet fans and just, people in general are going to point to and say, that's like where you should be, bottom out, first overall pick. Then you have your rookie quarterback in 2020 for them gets banged up, but you saw some positives, and then a massive step the year after that. You add a playmaker in the first round than Jamar Chase, and now you have a legitimate offense, and Joe Burrow looks like a definite at the franchise quarterback position, a definite top 15 quarterback in the NFL. And there you go. And you're on your way. You win your division. You win the first playoff game for the first time in 31 years. 31 years was the last time the Cincinnati Bengals won a playoff game. Now, the Jets, as we all know, haven't made a playoff game since 2010, haven't won a playoff game since 2010. The anniversary of their last playoff win is actually today. Mine and most Jet fans' favorite memory of being a Jet fan, Jets Pats in 2010, 2011. Really thought they were going to win it all that year, but conversation for another day. That should be the team you circle and say, all right, the Jets need to take a significant leap forward next year. And whatever that number is, 8, 9, 10 games in that span of what you're winning and you're relevant, or maybe even fighting for that 7 playoff team that I don't the last wild card spot that I don't care about. I'd be happy if the Jets made it the last wild card spot at 9-8. I'd be thrilled. Would it be tough probably watching them get their doors blown off in a game in Cincinnati or in Kansas City? Probably, but hey, growth, that's a positive. So that's kind of where I'm at. I just hope the Jets could go to that level of what the Cincinnati Bengals did this past year, and kind of be that version in 2022. And with the amount of cap space, the amount of draft assets, and just a young roster where guys could take a step forward, I think is going to be huge for this team. So that's kind of what we learned from the playoffs so far. But let's just kind of go through the comments. That's what these lives are going to be about. I'm going to hang on for probably about an hour or so and kind of just go through all different kinds of stuff. Braden Hobson, he says the Cowboys can't stop the run, which they can. I mean, that you saw it with Debo earlier in the game. He's an absolutely unbelievable piece in an offense, and he's exploiting one of the biggest weaknesses of this Dallas Cowboys team. And right now I'm watching with the 49ers have the ball and they fake a handoff to Debo. And then, hey, what do you know? A tight end over the middle, George Kittle. Now, I don't expect the Jets to find a George Kittle in free agency or the NFL draft, but wouldn't it be nice to have a tight end that you could actually rely on? Because I don't know, the Jets haven't had one since Dustin Keller. Like, are we going to count Austin Safari and Jenkins? I'm not. I don't. I'm not going to count that. I'm not going to count Chris Herndon for 1 year. Yeah, but that's another thing I picked up on through the first few games is it would be nice to have a tight end that could actually participate in an NFL offense that makes life significantly easier in the run game, in the pass game, over the middle, obviously, but then in the red zone too. Just having that target is absolutely awesome. Finn pops in. He says Dalton Schultz is a future Jet. Man, I hope so. He's someone who I would pay a significant amount of money to get to come in, even if you have to quote unquote overpay for him. And if it gets what, 11, $12 million a year, I think you do it. He's someone who would be an immediate impact player, and you could still draft one, whether you like Trey McBride in the second or third round or Jeremy Ruckert, who that's something else we can get into here. And Finn, I agree. I would love it if Dalton Schultz is a future Jet. Jeremy Ruckert, as I used him in the thumbnail, his dad promoing or manifesting the Jets drafting him. Love that. Absolutely love that. He's a local kid. He's from Long Island, grew up on Long Island. There's pictures of him circulating on the internet with the Jets face paint on. There's another one where he's dressed up in a Jets jersey. Give me that. And sure, like you can make the case, like, is Trey McBride a better tight end in this class? I would say so. Yeah, definitely. Could you maybe make a case for Kohler or Likely or like any of these guys? You can. I think Rucker's a very good tight end prospect, but you could make case for other guys in front of him. But how cool would it be storyline wise if they were able to land someone who's from the area, grew up a Jets fan, and then could play potentially at a high level? That'd be pretty cool. Big Green pops in, says, let's go Niners. I don't know. I don't really have a rooting interest in this game. I thought the Cowboys would win. I am a big fan of Kyle Shanahan and Mike McDaniel, and I hate Mike McCarthy. So I guess that's kind of good for the brand that this is happening. Jimmy G's kind of rolling out here. Is he going to find the open guy? No, intercepted. What was that pass? Oh, there's a flag. Okay, let's wait a second. Pause. We'll see if that stands. There's a flag on the play. I'm watching it muted, by the way. So if you guys, I mean, you might know ahead of me. Holding. Nope, it was on the offense. That was just a bad throw from Jimmy G. And that's why you trade up to the number 3 pick and draft a quarterback. Like, Jimmy G is not going to be the 49ers quarterback next year. He just sailed the pay. He was open. He had a guy right there. He just sailed it. You have to make that throw. That's not a difficult throw. Oh, bad. Now you hope that doesn't put Dallas right back in the game. right? Because you give them a possession, there's 9:37 left in great field position for them. Ball on the 20, what, 8? I mean, that you can't have that turnover. That's a bad, bad spot for a turnover. And they just pick up a first down. So now it's 1st and 10 at about the 17. Oh, Christ. Gitmo Bob pops in from before, says nothing better than seeing Belichick in agony. Maybe that was the Jets that got onto the Pats team bus. Yeah, it's weird, right? Watching the performance that the Patriots put together last night. Again, I thought the Bills would win the game, but I thought it'd be a close, competitive game. And it wasn't right away. You had Buffalo march right down the field at will, get in the end zone, and then the Patriots get the ball and they're moving it a little bit, but then Mac Jones kind of lets one hang for a little bit. It was a good ball placement, but doesn't have any velocity on it, and it ends up getting picked off. Great play by Micah Hyde, by the way. And like that was it. That was a turning point. Then you find yourself down 14 zip right away. Is that going to be caught by Cooper? No, they're too high. You find yourself down 14 nothing, and your game plan's shot to hell because you know if you're New England, they didn't want Mac Jones having to throw the ball the amount that he did because you don't want to be down early. All year long, they've played better when they're ahead and when they got good defense, and they didn't get good defense at all. Crazy. Oh, here's another one. Looks like Trey McBride will be on our Senior Bowl roster. Yeah, he will be. There's a lot of guys who are going to be on the Senior Bowl roster. Let's see. I'm going to see if I can pull up the full list of tight ends. Jets Senior Bowl. Give me a second here. Bear with me. I'm looking at the running backs right now. You have Jerome Ford. Hey, let's see. Let's see if I'll just share my screen. Why am I making this harder than it has to be? There we go. And now you get to see some of my stuff. There we go. Okay. So let's X this out. Jerome Ford, Abram Smith, Hassan Haskins is intriguing. Jets Senior Bowl. I should have just did tight ends like this. Here we go. Jake Ferguson is someone that I like a lot also. Here, let's cover this now. Charlie Kohler, Trey McBride, Jeremy Ruckert. Colt Turner's the only one that I don't know a ton about, but the other 4 are all legitimate, like on the board candidates, I would say. By just looking at McBride, as we said, is probably tight end 1 in this class. But then after that, like Kohler, Ferguson, Ruckert are all guys who you could look for in the 3rd or 4th round and be good to go. Interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that, by the way. I'm going to do this and switch back to just me. Nick Hunter chimes in. I'm rewatching these games and Denzel Mims doesn't even look like he's trying. He's literally jogging on the field. Yeah, that was one where I don't know what happened with Denzel. Don't know. Had a promising rookie year. First of all, let's way back this up. Okay. Coming out of Baylor, looks like he's going to be a late 1st round pick, slides to the 2nd round. It's like, all right, grab him at 48. The Jets trade down, still able to grab him. I'm like, okay, this is a really good value. Shines as a rookie, flashes as a rookie. And then absolutely after that, this year, from the training camp disaster to the salmon situation to getting COVID. And then when he finally did get his opportunity, like Nick says here, he doesn't look like he's trying. It looks like he's going at half speed. I don't quite understand why or how. Like, he had his opportunity. I was fighting for his opportunity. Most of Jets Twitter was fighting for him to get his chance. And then when he does, he puts that kind of effort together. It's frustrating. Here's one from Mason. He says, "How do you feel about Christian Kirk if we can't get any of the real big names? I think I'd rather draft somebody. Christian Kirk doesn't really move the needle enough for me, I don't think. Um, and if I'm not mistaken, I think he's more of someone who would be in the slot, right? I'm pulling up his numbers now. 5'11", 201. So he's a little bit on the smaller side, which the Jets have that already in Elijah Moore. He had 982 yards, 5 touchdowns, and a really, really good offense. Um, I don't know. I just don't think he's the kinds of game changer that you really need at the position. There's not someone unless you're getting Devontae Adams to come to the Jets. I don't think there's someone in free agency that is coming in here and making an impact. And there you go. Dallas did score, by the way. Now it's a one possession game after the turnover. Just game changing stuff. We have a super chat, so let's get to that. I'm going to hide this. Go on down and find the super chat. Thank you. Have yourself a bourbon later, buddy. I appreciate it, Braden. Love it. Thank you for supporting as always. Genuinely appreciate it. See you in the I saw you earlier in the chat. So, and yeah, I'm gonna try to do these lives more. Nick W chimes in, says, "Wow, Matt O'Leary live." I know it's something that I have to do more. And one of my 2022 goals is to make a conscious effort to go live. So in the off season, I am trying these on Sunday. We're going to run them out on 7:00 and just hang out for about an hour, answer some questions, talk some stuff up. And there we go. Smash that like button, says Steve Rose. Would genuinely appreciate it. Ryan Thompson comes in. Mims doesn't feel like a scheme fit, and I think there might be character issues with him. Lost motivation. The scheme, like I hear this. Maybe the character issue is the lack of motivation or the lost motivation. I think, and someone else said in the chat too. Ron says, "I give Mims one more year if without illness, etc." Which kind of goes back to what I was gonna say. Is I don't think he gets traded before the draft. I think that he goes into training camp next year with that, like that's his shot. That's it. Prove yourself that training camp. If it's more of the same, like we saw in 2021, well then that's it. You're done. You're probably cut because I don't know who's going to be able to. I don't know, or how you could prove that he is going to, be deserving of a roster spot at that point. If he looks like what he did in 2020, where I mean, he was productive in the worst offense in football down the stretch a little bit. So I don't know. It's tough. And then Joe chimes in. He goes, "Is Burks a perfect fit?" I think so. We're talking about Traylon Burks from the draft, this upcoming 2022 draft. I really do. The more I watch and the more I read up on him, I do think he's a perfect fit. Height and size wise, he's good with the ball in his hands, but like different than Elijah Moore. Because you could say the same thing with like Elijah or Braxton, is they're good with the ball in their hands, but they're speedy, they're shifty. He's just a powerful runner at his size. It's truly it's impressive what he can do with the ball in his hands. I made this comparison before. Now, granted, it's just in this one area, not like their whole. Burks is the better receiver prospect of the two, but how Quincy Enunwa used to be with the ball in his hands is what it's reminiscent of me, or what I see rather from Traylon Burks. Whenever I watch any of his tape, it's impressive. Here we go. Sign Bates, Reed, or Williams. Trade 35 or 38 and Mims for Ridley. Draft best O-line, defensive back, edge, or maybe Dean. Oh, no, Kobe Dean with 4 and 10. McBride with our other second rounder. Okay, let's talk this through. Bates, Reed, or Williams. Okay, I like that part. I think you have to sign a safety in free agency. My preference of this bunch is Williams, but I think the other two are absolutely fine choices, and I'd be happy with them. Pick 35 or 38 and Mims. So a second rounder for Ridley. Okay. Best O-line, defensive back, edge, or maybe Dean with 4 and 10. Okay. I don't think they're going defensive back in the first round. So that's where I'll differ. But edge, offensive line, maybe Nakobe Dean, I would give you. But I would be surprised, I think, if he is picked 10. I think you're more likely to see the O-line and edge combination, McBride with our other second rounder. Okay. It just took me a second to talk through, but yeah, you can sell me on this. And this is all dependent on if Ridley is good to go. If he thinks he's good to go and ready to return, then I'm in. I'm all for it. Let's see. V-Man, thank you so much, buddy. It's comical how much Pat fans have fallen. They admit Mac has zero wow factor and act like you don't need a quarterback with wow to win when Allen is in the division. So that's the thing with Mac Jones. And the point that I've been trying to make all year with Mac Jones is he came in and looked the best out of all the rookies right away. But he is a high floor, low ceiling player. And I don't know if that's going to be enough. Like, I think this is about where Mac is going to plateau. I don't see any traits from him that make me believe there is more in the tank. Where when I watch Fields, when I watch Lawrence, when I watch Wilson, and what you saw from them in college, oh my God, the 49ers just turned over the ball again. They're going to hand the Cowboys this game. V-Man, I'll finish your question in a second. We got to watch this. So George Kittle at about the 40. Is this incomplete or a fumble? That's incomplete. All right. False alarm, folks. Again, I'm watching with no sound, so you got to bear with me. It's an incomplete pass. The 49ers survive for now. Okay. But to rope back to the Mac conversation, which I think is an important one, with the other rookie quarterbacks who played, maybe you don't say with Lance because you didn't see him enough. There is more in the tank. And like, let's be real here. If all four quarterbacks, if Mac Jones, Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, Justin Fields are all available when the Patriots are on the clock picking, do you really believe that Mac Jones would be the pick over those other three? Even throw Lance into the conversation. I don't. But we'll see. Thank you again, V-Man. Ryan Thompson chimes in. He goes, Ridley, Burks, Schultz, and McBride would be a fever dream. Yeah, it would. That would be wild if they got both. I think it would be one or the other. Like if they trade for Ridley, I don't think you're then drafting a wide receiver in the first or second round. But like, let's just even say it's one of Ridley or Burks, Schultz, and McBride. That completely changes your offense. Like, because think about it. The Jets spent the entire year in 2021 playing with no tight end. And early in the year, and it was something that I was very critical of with Mike LaFleur, he was trying to use two tight ends when they didn't have any. Oh my God, there's almost just another interception, but there's a flag on the play. Again, 49ers are trying to get the Cowboys back in this game. None of these teams want to win today, it feels like. But yeah, that's why I'm not like someone who's saying, while yes, the defense is bad, don't just invest in the defense and free agency in the draft, please. I'm happy with the strides the Jets made on offense this year, but I don't want to live in a world where you have to rely on Jeff Smith and whoever the hell number 3 was, who was on the field for the Jets in Buffalo. Do we figure that out? Tariq Black, was it? Whatever. The point is that you need more depth and more talent to help your young quarterback along, because the Jets made a brutal mistake in 2018 to 2019 with Sam Darnold. Like, sure, maybe even if they did have a perfect offseason, maybe Sam still doesn't work out. But Every single thing they did was a miss. The coach they hired, massive miss. That is first and foremost the biggest issue. Le'Veon Bell was a non-factor. You ran pretty much you went in with saying Robbie Anderson and Quincy Nunn was going to be enough for us at the wide receiver position, which it wasn't. They needed to add more and didn't. And yeah, I was hoping that you would see something from Chris Hearn. Who was that they just showed on the screen? Someone was just legitimately sobbing in the stands. I don't know. Is that like a player's wife or girlfriend? I don't even know if they're a Cowboys fan or a 49ers fan. But did you guys just see that? They flashed a woman on screen who was like legitimately sobbing. Intense. Bino is right here that Sam Darnold is just a bust. He's making the same mistakes in 2021 that he was making in 2016. That is true. That is definitely true. But they at the same time, the Jets didn't do enough to help him there. Here's a good one from an angry Jets fan. Why is this team injured every year? Do they even stretch before practice? I don't know. Can someone confirm if they stretch and/or drink their milk? That was something I heard. Like, I don't ever hear that anymore, but growing up, it was always that was the thing. You got to drink your milk for the strong bones. Oh, that's funny. That made me laugh. If Thibodeau or Hutchinson are gone, I trade down both picks and add 2 extra seconds. I see the appeal of this, but why this scares me a little bit is at some point you need to start adding some high caliber players on here. So how far are we trading down in this spot if you're the Jets, right? Oh, big time 4th and 1. Are they just going to try to get him to jump or are they going to hike this ball? This is a delay of game, by the way. Unless they took a timeout. No, they took a delay of game and are going to punt. So that's the thing. Like, if you want to move out of one of them, okay, you could probably sell me on that. But out of both, I guess it's dependent on how the board breaks, but I think it's gonna be a tough sell for me to hop in on that. Ron says, let's try to get Robbie Anderson back. I love the Robbie. And while this team would have a nice deep threat, he had a season from hell this year, man. I'm hoping for a higher ceiling player than that. NY Jets fan 4. Hey Matt, do you think the Jets can make a big splash in free agency when we need 20 million for a draft class and usually JD keeps 10 million for emergencies? That's 30 out of 69. What's a big splash to you? Like, would a Dalton Schultz at 12 million a year be a big enough splash? Or if you're talking like a Devontae Adams type of big splash, like a $20+ million free agent, or like in the high teens, I would say probably unlikely. Is it going to be 20 million for this draft class? It very well could be, but I thought the number would be closer to like 10 million for them with the draft class. So we'll have to see there, but I think they spend more, or they're gonna have to spend more than what they did in the past couple of years. Like, your day one free agent signing cannot be, oh my god, Gerard Davis, right? That was the number one free agent that the Jets signed. Why he was a priority free agent, I don't know. That could have been something they did on the 3rd day of free agency. No one was running to hand Gerard Davis a contract. That was just strange. I think, I don't know. In free agency, it's been a little bit of a miss here so far, but we'll see. John chimes in, Matt, do you follow the Goat House YouTube channel? They do great off-season content as well. I'm not familiar with them. I'm going to have to check it out. But I am always down to see more. I'm always down to see more content. And why Jets fan? Okay, it's exactly 19.3 million. Okay. I was wrong about that. My bad. I must have looked at an older year when I looked up for draft class, but it's exactly 19.3. All right, so then that's something that you absolutely are going to have to consider when you are going through, building your roster through free agency. And there's going to be other ways to create cap space. Whether through cuts, restructures. We saw it with Jamison Crowder this past year, where he was going to be making, what was it, 10 million, and then they cut it down to 5 million by converting money. That stuff happens all the time. The New Orleans Saints do it every year. It looks like they're going to be millions and millions and millions of dollars in cap hell, and then they somehow figure it out. I'm kind of watching. Is that going to take a sack? Yes, he is. But they're starting to move the ball a little bit. They're over midfield. Ryan Thompson, I feel Corey Davis had a rough year because he was the wide receiver 1. I think he will excel in a wide receiver 2 or even 3 role. Yeah, he was definitely asked to do too much. I think he is, in a way, almost like an Eric Decker, where he's not a true number 1, but is a very nice complementary piece to an offense. And you need guys like Corey Davis. I don't mind paying what they did for Corey when you're so, barren at the position. And like, things probably would have been different if Denzel Mims was the player they thought they were getting, right? You probably don't have to talk about needing a wide receiver in either free agency or the draft if he's even just, takes a little bit of a step forward than what he was last year. But that wasn't the case. So now you have Elijah Moore and Corey Davis, who you probably feel pretty good about, but you need to add probably one more bigger guy, and then you retain Braxton Berrios, and there's your 4 wide receivers. And maybe you sign a bargain bin wide receiver for $1 million or 2 as wide receiver 5, and that's your wide receiver room. But I agree that Corey Davis should not be your number 1. I don't think he is a true number 1 receiver. Is he a good player? Yep, absolutely. Steve Rose comes in. You don't want Jaceki hard blocker. You telegraph pass when he's out there. I agree with this 100%, by the way. I'm going to take a sip of water, so bear with me. I don't think he's a fit in this offense. I don't, especially because what LaFleur is going to ask of the tight ends. They need to be able to block. He's basically a big wide receiver. I don't think it's a fit. Nick W, what do you think about right tackle Falele for round 2 or round 3? I know very little about Falele. I know he is gigantic in size, and I know Ryan from Jets Talk 24/7 loves him. I don't know if I would take a tackle. I think he's probably a 3rd rounder. If I am going with, see, I don't know. I was going to say if I'm going with a tackle, it would probably be for like depth in like the 4th or 5th round, but maybe. I don't know. I don't know enough about him to give you a good answer, though. Unfortunately. Sorry. Robert says Corey will be better in year 2, just like McGovern and Finn. It's highly possible. Was this McGovern's 2nd or 3rd year? No, 2nd. Right? Now I'm doubting myself. I guess it's his 2nd year. I hope he gets better. Oh, this is a good comment from an angry Jets fan. Keep Fan at left tackle, move Becton to the right. Is this a question or a statement? Well, we could talk about it either way. I think my plan would be you go into training camp and have a competition and see who wins it outright. If I was betting, I think Mekhi Becton's going to be fine, and then he'll go back to left tackle and Fant will move back to right. If I had to say what I think is going to happen, that's probably it. But like, you don't necessarily have to do it that way. With how good Fant was, you could move Becton over to right tackle. He did play right tackle in college at points. So yeah, I think it's, I think that's, if that's how it turns out, fine. But I don't think it's just like it's Fant's job and that's that. I think there will be a legitimate competition in training camp. Let's see. What do you think of Schultz and drafting the local tight end Ohio State? Love it. Jets Reaper, that is perfect to me. I would be thrilled. The Jets need to add 2 tight ends, one in free agency and one in the draft. So yeah, sign me the hell up for that, please. Oh, Dak just threw one up for grabs and incomplete. It was on 4th down, no flag. I think they're surprised that there was no flag. So now Dallas defense is going to have to come up with a stop. No, Wilson kind of just got turned around. He's got to make that play. Hey, Jets Talk 24/7's in here. Schultz plus McBride / Ruckert. Yes, please. From your lips to God's ears, please. That would make me so happy. And like either one of those 2 tight ends from the draft. I'm good with either one. Ruckert would be the cool story because he's the local kid. But as I said earlier in the stream, McBride is probably the better of the 2, but I love both as prospects. So thank you for checking the stream out, Ryan. Appreciate you. If you don't subscribe to Ryan, you absolutely should. And check out our Jets Talk stream every single Tuesday evening. Day 1, free agent, Sheriff, right guard. The thing that scares me with Sheriff is he is consistently hurt. Like, I want to pull up his games. Can we do that right now and see how many games that he's played over the last few years? Okay, let's switch. Let's pull this screen up. Oh, nope, I didn't want to do that. Add to stream. Here we go. There we go. Now he's up. So this is the numbers. 16, 16, 14, 8, 11, 13, 11. So he missed 6 games this year, 3 the year prior, 5 the year before that, and half the season before that. He's very, very, very good when he's on the field. But unfortunately, that's the issue, is you're not always guaranteed to have him on the field. But I do, when he's on the field, he's great. Nick W. Hey, Matt, I play pickup football every Sunday for down for a quarterback rebirth. I might have to get the arm stretched and going. I love it. Where do you guys play? That sounds like a lot of fun. It does look really bad down there. He was my guy. Yeah, that doesn't look like a good take right now. It doesn't. I thought he'd be able to come into the NFL and be able to build a culture. And I thought that things looked okay in the first year, but man, year 2 looked brutal. I think with his contract, he's probably going to be there for a little bit longer, even though, I mean, it just looks bad, really bad right now in year 2 of that deal. But with the amount of money he got paid, he's going to get a 3rd year. And it's a make or break year for him, man. He needs to turn it around. If he doesn't, he's going to get canned, which obviously I'm not rooting for. But yeah, that looks like a swing and a miss right now, though. Let's see. What else do we have? Are you concerned? Love the profile picture, by the way. Are you concerned about Becton getting into shape this offseason? No, I'm not. He looked like he was in pretty good shape last offseason with the videos he was putting out with Duke Mayweather, his trainer. I just think it was an unlucky injury this year. His right guard got rolled up into him. I'm like half watching this game at the same time, and like, I don't know. The Dallas might have a chance to get the ball back here. I'm not, though. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's going to be okay. I bet he starts 15 plus games for the Jets next year. Hopefully 17, but I'm going to say 15 plus. Edward chimes in. Should Jets trade both seconds to get a 3rd first-round pick? Let's see. Okay, this will be fun. Let's find out draft pick value chart and how high they can get with both of their seconds. I would imagine probably pretty high with pick 35 and 38. So I'm going to use draft text and we'll pull this up, right? Let's do it like this. I'm not getting rid of my ad blocker. You're just going to have to deal with it. Okay. So the Jets have 35 and 38. So 550 plus 520 is 1,070, which that could get them way up to pick 14. Would they do that though? Would the Eagles do? Would maybe one of the Eagles like to move back with one of their picks? I would say probably not both, but one and maybe another pick next year seems probably a little bit more likely. Because with how high both of those picks are, 550 and 520, you're getting up over 1,000 there. So that's a top half of the pick. So if let's just say, I don't know, what's their third rounder? 245. So let's do 550 plus 245. 550 plus 245 is 795, which can get you in this range around 22 ish. Now you're probably not making that deal with Miami. Maybe a team bites on that, but I think it would probably be more than likely one of those picks and something else. All right, let's go back to the full screen here. Bergen County. Let's see how close that is to me. $30 miles. It's saying 52-minute drive. That would be a little bit far for me, but I appreciate the invite. If you guys are ever on Long Island, let me know. Jets Reaper. Which free agents from the 49ers would you get since Salah has connection there on offense and defense? Another interesting question. All right, so let's do this. Let's go 49ers free agents and see who's available from them and take it from there. There's another one. Okay. Lakeland Tomlinson, guard. Interesting. Jason Verrett. Is there anyone that really jumps out? Norman's cooked. I don't. Trenton Cannon reunion. Maybe Tomlinson. I would say probably Tomlinson's the best of that group, or maybe Jason Verrett if he feels like he can get stuff out of him. Let's switch back to this. What's the situation? Let's check the situation in the game. The 49ers are waving. It's over. That's got to mean it's over. What's the situation? They're not. Oh, there's a play under review. All I'm not getting a down in distance. I just see 23-17, 1 minute left, play under review. YouTube comments, help me out, man. They measuring? Dak looks upset. Now, the call on the field was a 49ers first down. They finally flashed that. Okay. Oh, yeah, that's a first down. Maybe we can trade for Ayuk. I know he's in Shanahan's doghouse to start the year. Yes, swap late first, early second round. Was Ayuk a first rounder for them or a second rounder for them? What did he end up finishing production-wise? He was a first rounder in 2020. I didn't remember if he was first or second. He finished with 826 and 5 touchdowns. I think they probably keep him at this point. They probably do. He was in their doghouse early on, but unlike Mims, I think he was able to get out of it a little bit. Now, if you're Dallas or if you're Jerry Jones, do you fire Mike McCarthy after the year with the first round exit? Do you move on? Fire it in the comments. Would you move on from Mike McCarthy? I wouldn't have hired him in the first place, that's my answer. This is a long review, man. Well, I mean, obviously they got to get this call right. Dak looks just stunned right now, waiting to see if he'll have a chance to get the ball back. This happens to them every year. It doesn't matter who the coach is. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is right now. Oh, they're going to call a play. Try to unmute it so I can hear it. San Francisco has the ball. They're going to measure. Oh, man. See, this is tough because I'm doing it on mute too. Oh, they're going to remeasure. They're going to pull those. This is going to be close. Oh, short by a you-know-what hair. Wow. Oh, boy. The Cowboys bailed out again. For now, it's 4th and inches. Here we go, folks. We'll do a little Matt O'Leary play-by-play. Forget Nickelodeon. Forget Jim Nantz and Tony Romo. We're going to get a little Matt O'Leary here. 4th and inches. They're probably going to – no, Dallas is out of timeout. So is San Francisco going to take a timeout? No, probably not. They got to imagine they have their play in. This has to be a quarterback sneak, right? Like, I know we got on Zach for the 4th and 2 quarterback sneak, or some got on Zach for the 4th and 2. So how about this? If Jimmy G calls his own number and doesn't pick up the first down, is he now selfish too? Someone asked Bart Scott if Jimmy G would be selfish if he does not pick up this quarterback sneak. I love they're showing the Cowboy fans just like holding on for dear life. Dak has been standing there with his mouth open for minutes now. They've shown him on the screen like 10 times, and every time they go to him, he's looking like, is he okay? Oh, this is the game. Here we go. 4th and inches. Ball on. Dak is killing me right now with the jaw drop. Come on now. They're going to let the play clock wind down. Take a timeout. 38 seconds left. Oh, the suspense. We'll do a question in here while we're getting this. Ryan Thompson chimes back in. With the Dolphins head coaching change, I could see the Jets going 2-0 against them next year. I would love that. I am not nearly as optimistic because the Jets haven't won a divisional game since 2019, and it was against the Buffalo's backups. I'm not quite there yet. I hope you're right. I really hope the Jets are able to beat Miami twice next year. That would be huge. You have to start winning games in your division. Have to. All right. 4th and inches. This is it for all the marbles. 49ers are still in the huddle. This is a long time. The suspense is killing them. They're showing the fans in the stands. They're going to run up. They got the ball at the 37. They're going to shift Trent Williams over to the right side. A quarterback sneak. Oh, he got it. Ball game. See ya. Oh, flag, though. There's a flag on the play, ladies and gentlemen. What happened? Illegal motion. Illegal shift. Is it on the defense? False start? No. Oh, they're going to have to punt. Oh, neither of these teams want to win. They didn't wait for him to get set. Oh, my God. The stupidity here. Do either of these teams want to win this game? Now they're going to punt. Oh, my God. No way. Come on. All right. CeeDee Lamb is back to return the punt. We might have to stay on late. Are we all just going to watch the end of this game? Sorry if I'm ahead of you. All right, here we go. 32 seconds. Dak Prescott has to go 80 yards in 32 seconds with no timeouts. Good luck. That's a tough ask. He's 20 of 39, 215, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Wow, only 215 yards on 39 attempts. 5.5 yards per attempt. It's not a good Dak day. I'm going to go back to answering questions, I promise. All right. Oh, a little hook and ladder to CeeDee Lamb up the sideline. Out of bounds at the 40. Okay. And CeeDee Lamb is gimping up on the sideline. Oh, it looks like he's coming back into the game, though. That was cool. That was like that was reminiscent of a Mike LaFleur kind of trickery. That had Booth LaFleur written all over it. Okay, they're gonna do a little screen pass to get up to the 50 and out of bounds. I'll give them credit. They're moving the ball pretty quick. Well, this is funny. My brother, the Cowboys fan, is still talking about the Dez catch, not catch. Can't wait to hear him about this game. Oh my God. I can only imagine. All right, 18 seconds. Jets Reaper, I see your question. I'm going to get to it after this drive, whatever happens. Schultz, future Jet, Dalton Schultz gets it out to the 40. It's going to be close to a first down and out of bounds. Obviously, no timeout, so you got to start taking end zone shots eventually. I'm only going to hang on for since I'm kind of not really doing much right now, I'll go on a little bit longer than 8, but my plan was only to be on for an hour because I still have to record just Jets. So I don't think I'm going to stay on the whole time, but I am going to stay on for a few minutes longer than I was originally anticipating because I do have some more questions to get to. I see Jets Reaper with a question. I'll get that. And any other questions you guys put in the comments, I'll get to. 14 seconds left, 2nd and 1. Shanahan's looking a little gray in his beard now. Haven't noticed. Okay, ball's on the 41. Cowboys are going to go empty. Dak is going to run. Why? Dak is going to get to the 20. 6 seconds, 5 seconds, 4. They have to set it. 3, 2, spike. Time expired. Oh my, dude. No way. No way. Are they serious? There's no way. That's it. Are you kidding me? I'm stunned. Dak Prescott scrambled for 10 yards on the last play of the game. Speechless. What in what world was that a good idea? Are you kidding me? I mean, I mean, come on. Oh, wow. My phone is blowing up right now with all my buddies who are gambling on this game. Wild. Absolutely wild. All right. So I can't get over the scramble. Oh, stupid. In what world did he think that was working? All right. Sorry, Jets Reaper. I know you've been waiting. I read an article about Watson and Flores teaming up. Hope they go to the Giants. Your thoughts? I don't want Deshaun Watson in the AFC. If he's going to play in the NFL next year, if he's deemed eligible to play, I don't want him in the AFC. I would want him to go to the NFC, even if it's the Giants. Wow. Give him a bob. This is why you don't pay Dak a middle of the pack quarterback 40 plus million. Yeah. Did the ref bet on this game? The refs must be from New York. Gambling is legal here now. Oh my God. Eric Craig. Oh, the drama at work tomorrow. The Dallas Cowboys fan will be whining all day. Dak called his own number. That's it. Dak was selfish. Where's Bart Scott now? Dak was selfish. I'm going to tweet at Bart. No, I'm not going to do that. I'll leave him alone. I'm not going to do that. I'll leave him alone. I'll take the high road today. I agree with this. Cowboys should fire McCarthy and promote more. I definitely agree with that. Crazy. Absolutely wild. By the way, so if you guys haven't seen, maybe we'll end with this. If it's a good video that I think is worthwhile to talk about. And we'll go through this video together. From Michael Nania. If you aren't following Michael Nania on Twitter, you should. And it's a clip of some of the Jets drops from this year. Okay, here we go. Let me switch. Let me do a little switcheroo. Okay, let me start this from the beginning. Sorry. These are all the drops from this year. This Elijah Moore has to come up with this. First and foremost, Elijah Moore has to come up with this ball. I mean, that would have just completely changed the game there. But that's crazy that he was able to dodge that guy, by the way. That probably should have been caught. This one I remember being insanely frustrated on. Corey Davis has to come up with this ball right here, right? I mean, come on. This one, he had a great year, but this is just right off Braxton Berrios' hands interception. Like, dude. Oh, it was in stride. Okay. One awful snap. Zach recovers. Drop. Who was that? Was that Cole? Yeah, I think so. Oh, this is frustrating too. Ryan Griffin drop. This is a touchdown and a beautiful strike at that. Come on. You have to put that ball there. Can I make it larger? I don't want to go full screen because my computer's going to freak out. It's already starting to, see. Corey Davis drop was bad. Was this the same play? No. Who was that? I don't even remember. Yeah, that one had to be caught too. That one was really bad. That was frustrating too. This isn't even all of them. That wasn't even all of them. That's only a minute 35. By the way, the Jets led the league in drops this year. Led the league. What were the numbers? I think none of you had them. NFL high, 12.7% of his passes were dropped. That's 3.1% higher than the second ranked quarterback. I mean, that's just, and that's not, like I said, that's not even all of them. Wild. Crazy. And that's what John says. Those are not even all of them. Right. There was more than that. I love this comment. Dalton is sick of losing. Come to the Jets. Oh, that's great. Draft a wide receiver. If you're not acquiring one in free agency or via trade, you have to. Yeah. And early. I like Burks. Jameson Williams, I don't think is going to be an option now. With the injury, I think he's going to fall. And I don't think the Jets have the luxury of taking that gamble. Have to get more talent in here. Yay, number one. Scott says Traylon Burks. I would love Traylon. Are you trying to make me depressed? I'm not trying to make you guys more depressed. I promise. Do a few more questions. Let's get a few more questions in here. Then I'm signing off. Well, I'm not signing off for the night. I am then going to record just Jets. Episodes are moved to Mondays in the off season. Record on Sunday, up on Monday to start your week. During the season, not able to do that obviously because do post game show, and it's just a lot. It's just a lot. So, yeah, Just Jets moves back to Mondays. So I have a few voicemails, a couple things that I want to get to, and it's gonna be episode 100, by the way. Crazy. Not gonna start a mock now. But in the future, we could absolutely do mocks on these streams if you guys want to. I'll be on next Sunday also at 7:00, so you can join me then. Lord chimes in, what's your opinion on the Jets' edges? They need more. I like some of what they have right now. Like Carl Lawson coming back is exciting to me. But outside of that, there's not a lot there. Like John Franklin Myers has to move back inside. That's where he's better. But they need someone else on the other side badly. And that's why people want Hutchinson or Thibodeau or Karlaftis. I mean, it makes sense in the draft to add another one. I think Lawson's going to be, come back and be good, but you have to add more. It can't just be him. They are definitely not going to shit on Dak for being selfish. Ooh, Theo, good question. Favorite song on the Weekend album? I did tweet about liking that album a lot. I don't man, how am I gonna pick just one song? I don't know. Gasoline I like a lot. Maybe Less Than Zero. That's gonna be my final answer. Less Than Zero. This is the goat right here. Hey Matt, Travis from Ohio. I can't wait. He did call in, by the way. LaFleur offense values that receivers that can create separation. Burks is not an elite route runner like Wilson and Olave. That is completely fair. My rebuttal to that would be that they need someone who can go up and get the ball and be a red zone threat, which I think that's what he's elite at. Wilson and Olave are definitely better route runners, though. You're not going to get an argument out of me there. Gitmo Bob, JD successfully drafts an injured player in each of his drafts with success. He could take a flyer on Williams or Mechie somewhere. Oh my God. Don't even speak that into existence. Get Schultz? Yes. Whatever it takes. Let's get a quarterback rocketing up the draft charts and have Jackson take an O-line. Yeah, I'm going to be banging the Kenny Pickett drum. We need to do more of that. Yeah, Jordan Battle's returning to Bama. That kind of stinks. So Lewis Seen maybe now in the second round. Or the Michigan safety? Possibly. He shouldn't, but he just shouldn't. I absolutely would do a celebration video if the Jets make the playoffs. I'm all in. Let's do. We're kind of just going rapid fire here for the last few minutes. If Zach improves on the league high poor pass percentage, the receivers improve on the league worst drop percentage, and the receivers improve on contested catch percentage. It's a 65% completion percentage for Wilson. Yeah, I think he gets. I think that's where he ends up sitting. I don't think he's going to be a sub 60% guy his entire career. Like that's just not who he was at Baylor. Like when he was missing the underneath stuff, I was like, accuracy was never an issue. That's going to turn around with confidence, and kind of the same thing here. Props tonight. I love Pringle over receiving yards. What do I have on? I'm big on Kansas City. I have Kansas City in this game, and I would probably take. I'm gonna pull up DraftKings right now. You don't really get great value. I was gonna say Travis Kelce anytime scorer, but you don't really get great value there at 120. Roethlisberger under 231.5. Do we have any other good rushing and receiving props? Yeah, the Pringle over 31.5 is a pretty good idea. I like that play. I like it. Here we go. Another good one from Finn. Dream tight end room. I need Ruckert. I'll go Schultz Ruckert as my dream tight end room. And honestly, I could do with McBride too. You need a cartwheel if the Jets make the playoffs. Like the Leonard, if you're an OG and you remember the Leonard Williams trade cartwheel, then I appreciate you. What did I say? You mean BYU? I might have said something stupid. What did I say? Ohio State, USC. Larry, I don't have you on that, unfortunately. I think it's a blowout. I don't like this at all. Sauce Gardner is an excellent corner. I don't think the Jets are going to draft him because I don't think he's there. If he somehow was there in the second round, sure, but I don't think he is going to be. And I don't think they spend the first rounder on the position. I said Baylor. I have Denzel Mims on the brain. Sorry. Baylor. Oh boy. Should we trade for Daniil Hunter? I'm not opposed to it. I'm really not. I think he would be phenomenal. And I mean, the Vikings, one, they need some draft capital in there. They're gonna have a change. So yeah, I'm in. Another one good one from Get Mo Bob. Why do so many pro mock drafts have the Jets taking Stingley? I don't know. I don't. I would be like, seriously, Stingley, I think, has a chance to be very good at the next level. I mean, obviously, if he's being mocked fourth overall, by everything we've seen from Douglas and Salah, like what gives you the impression that they're going to take a corner that high? I just don't buy it. I am not giving up a first rounder for Calvin Ridley. Second rounder, possibly. I think so. His cap hit is high, but I don't think it would. I think it'd be like $12 million if you traded for it. It's not the full number because it's some of it's bonus money. I think it's 12 and a half if you trade for it. But if they cut him, John, which you comment right under, I see right here, that's fine too. They do need defense help, but they also need to continue to add on offense. They need both. Stingley Milner, I kind of like that. I think that's not too far off. The Niners won because Dak Prescott did something dumb at the end of the game. Larry, this is a great stat, by the way. So far this weekend, every team that has gotten the ball first has won. A couple more I'll get in here before we go. No, they would use the pick on a pass rusher before a corner. That's their mentality in a 4-3 defense. I agree 1000%. I think they are more likely. And people will say, oh, but I don't want to take the third edge, whoever that is in your brain. I personally think it's Karlaftis and someone that I like a lot and would feel comfortable taking. But I agree. I think the Jets mentality is they would rather do that than take a corner there. I don't buy it. I'm very high on taking Nakobe Dean at 10. I think he could end up being a top 5 player in the class. That's fine. Like, I'm not going to be mad at that. If the Jets want to go that route, I'm not going to be upset. He is a game changer at the linebacker position. And I personally value linebacker more than I do safety. So I know some people are going to say, well, you don't want to take a safety, but you'll take a linebacker. It's a little bit different for me. Do you like the rumor of trading number 4 to Atlanta for 8 in Ridley? It's okay. What's the value change on that? I'd have to really look into it, but why do people want to pay Fido Koski's average is best? I don't think they pay him. I think he's okay, but when you already have a lot on the interior, I don't think you're going to bring him back. Oh, yes. Let's get to this. Does Lawson look the same after his Achilles? I think he'll be able to recover and be fine. I have faith that he'll be okay. I don't think it's going to fall off a cliff, but you definitely need more insurance behind him. Finn comes back. Nakobe Dean's leadership is something that makes me want him. Totally fair. I think that's a completely reasonable reason for wanting him. All right, we'll do one more after this. The comment below is an Kobe Dean one, so I'll wait for one more comment. The next one that comes in we'll answer, and that'll be it for us. Here we go. If Hamilton slips, I love it. Of course, it's a Kyle Hamilton question. If Hamilton slips to 10, do you take him? No, I don't. I would rather go, as I just said, I would rather go Dean. I would rather go wide receiver. I don't want to. I think it's a luxury pick that the Jets they don't have. He's a great player. He is. I just don't think you could sell me on taking another safety in the first round after you did it in 2017. And I know people are going to say, well, Kyle Hamilton's better than Jamal Adams, and he very well could be at this level, but I can't do it. There's so many other places that I would rather go before going with Kyle Hamilton because there are people that I could sell myself on grabbing in round 2 and plugging in right away, like Scene, for example, from Georgia. So that's going to do it for me. Thank you so much for turning into the first live stream on Sundays. We're going to do the same thing again next week, 7 o'clock. If you want to join me, hang out. We'll, if you guys get there early and remind me, we'll even do a mock draft together. How about that? So, hanging out with you guys on Sundays with no games. Hopefully you enjoyed. Thanks for tuning in, and I will talk to you next time.